1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, so what's up, guys? Max Uhas here, and I'm going to talk to you about. I'm going to give you a little follow up on why you need to have a website if you're an artist. Okay, I'm going to give you a little backstory on this, and I'm going to tell you about some pretty awesome things that are happening to my business, to myself, and some projects that I've now gotten because I'm building upon past successes and using those to create more success. Okay, so pay attention, and I'm gonna talk to you about this. Okay, so we're back. So here's what happened. For those of you guys, if this is your first time on this channel, let me just give you a little backstory. My name is Max. I run a website called lifeafterartschool.net. But I'm an artist, and I come from a family of artists. My father's an illustrator, my brother's an animator. I've been doing, my dad had a studio in my house growing up. You know what I mean? Like me and my brothers, pretty much, we've been creating art all of our lives for about 10 something years, 10 to 12 to 13, almost too long. I after I got out of well after I dropped out of art school, I got a little frustrated being a starving artist back in like early 2000 something, and I got into sales and I learned how to sell and I learned how to market because basically there was a lot of reasons for this too. Like my dad is and was a very successful illustrator or whatever, but he had always had a hard time negotiating his own contracts. He had always had a hard time like negotiating um, payments stuff with people, and he ended up getting screwed by an agent of his for like $10,000, $15,000. But this was like 10, 15 years ago. But let's put it this way: I wanted to learn how to sell because I never wanted that to happen to me. And what I'd figured out was that a lot of artists just never knew how to sell. They never got comfortable selling. There was this weird kind of stigma in their head to where it was like you got to be this broke starving artist or whatever, and that like being a successful artist was almost like this unachievable goal in like mentally for a lot of artists. So I wanted to learn how to sell, and about a year and a half ago, I really got just burnt out on doing sales. I'd made a bunch of money, and I was running. I still do run my own business, but I don't run it the way I used to. Um, and I just wanted to start creating again, right? And then I wanted to actually take all the information that I had that I learned from doing sales, from doing multiple six-figure year sales, selling art. Because that was actually the industry that I was in. We sold art, um, and just basically teaching that to artists. Now the beautiful thing is that like as obviously like because you're watching this on YouTube, technology has made it a hell of a lot easier for artists and creative people to market themselves and get a larger audience and network with people and do whatever because when my dad, 'cause my dad's been creating as long as I've been alive. When my dad first started, in the illustration world and in the art world, you had to go on interviews. You had to carry this gigantic fucking portfolio with you. You had to, it was just a real pain in the ass. Whereas like now, if you're an artist, you can basically create a website. You can create social media profiles. You can market yourself. You can shoot videos of yourself. There's a lot of things that you can do to make your life easier. You know what I mean? As far as your marketing goes, as far as branding yourself and connecting and networking with people. So I got this gig almost a year ago working as one of the mural artists for the National Video Game Museum, which just opened up a few months ago in Frisco, right here in Texas, which is like literally like 10 minutes down the road from where I live. So it ended up being pretty kick ass. Like one of the guys that that like ran the place. Grew up in New Jersey. He was from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. We hit it off right away. We were talking. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer since I was a kid, and this just sounded like a fun project. You know what I mean? Plus, I love doing large, gigantic murals. It's like I do canvas work. I do a lot of other stuff, but I enjoy painting um, murals. I grew up in Jersey. I don't want to say like I grew up with a spray paint can, but I grew up in a graffiti culture. where we learned to paint. You know what I mean? We learned to paint with cans, and we learned to do big pieces. So to me, it was just like mural jobs were just they're just fun. You know what I mean? Like they're big and expansive, and you can create what you want. So I ended up doing 4 different murals. I was originally hired to do one, and one turned into two, and two turned into three, and then three turned into four. And and each one of these was like a completely different job than the last one. Like the first one I did was a logo mural, and it was all like hand painted 1980s logos, from Atari and Apple and like Commodore 64 to like to the original like Electronic Arts logo. So it ended up being like almost 40, close to 50 different logos that I hand painted, and each one of them came out fantastic, if I say so. But like, and what's funny is like if you ever were to go there, it looks like they're stickers because that's how clean they came out. Because I literally just, and I hate doing text. You have no idea. Like I hate doing letters. I hate painting letters. But that was the first gig that they actually, because like all my ideas they kind of turned down. And they're like, well, we're looking for somebody to do this logo thing, and I was like, shit. Well, I really want this. I really want this gig. Because I knew just how big this was going to be. I mean, this was the guys that started it, were like psycho gamer nerds who, I mean, between the three of them, filled a 10,000 square foot space with video game memorabilia. Okay, and they still have more in storage, and they want to expand the place to like twice the size within the next year and a half, 2 years, because they still have more stuff that they weren't even able to display. Okay, but these guys are very well connected within the gaming industry. The guys from Gearbox sponsored them, like they had Nintendo sponsorships and PlayStation sponsorships and all this. So they had Konami, and they had a lot of sponsorships from people. Don't quote me on the exact companies that did it, but I mean these guys were getting like promo stuff from companies for to do what they did. So anyway, I knew it was going to be a pretty kick-ass gig, and I didn't. Let's just put it this way: I really enjoyed doing murals, so I ended up creating. And actually, I think I did a whole video on this, like how I was creating this website, dfwmuralart.com, to just kind of showcase some of the mural work that I've done, which I did. I ranked it to page one of Google. I ended up because I was one of 6 other people, and I was talking to the other people there, like the other artists that were working on it, and none of them really were tech savvy. None of them really knew how to market themselves. None of them really knew, whatever. So I just kind of like, I was like, listen, I'm gonna give each one of you guys a page, whatever, contact information, all that good stuff, on my website. So here's what ended up happening. I'm gonna get to the point, I swear, but I wanted you to know a little bit of backstory on this. So I've been getting contacted, like I get contacted from people off of this site because I ranked it for specific keywords. I ranked it for mural artist in Dallas. I ranked it for whatever. And so anyway, I signed all the walls that I did. I put my my website on the thing, and I made sure that like each one of the paintings that I did, each one of the walls that I did, like said, hey, you can see more of Max's work at dfwmuralart.com. So long story short, I had a woman contact me 2 days ago who loved the stuff that I did, for the museum, and her son is a big gamer guy, big gamer kid. He's going to be a senior in high school, and she wanted to commission me because I guess I didn't grow up here in Texas. I don't know, but in certain parts of Texas, like they have like senior high schools. Okay, and the seniors, you can pay for your own parking spot. Not only can you pay for your own parking spot, but you can paint your own parking spot. So she wanted to commission me to paint his parking spot for him, and because he's a big gamer kid and whatever, she wanted to do like this whole video game design. Um, and at first, and here's the thing, like, I filter out a lot of nonsense from people because like you get contacts from people, hey, I really like your stuff, whatever. Like you'll get people that are serious, that are just kind of like, that are gonna throw some bullshit ass offers at you. But I called her, I contacted her, I said, hey, what's up, we talked about it, and let's just put it this way, I I'm getting paid $1,500, like that's $1,500 to paint an 8x10 parking space. I got half of it up front today, and I'll show you proof of this as soon as I'm done. Okay, um, but I got half of it up front today, and I'm probably gonna get started because it's already like it's getting to be summer here in Texas, and I don't know if you've ever been to Texas before, but I grew up north. I actually like the cold. Texas summers can get friggin' brutal, where it's like 100, triple digits is nothing, like 110, 115 degrees during the middle of the day. And if I'm going to be in the middle of a parking lot painting, I want to get this done before July and August happen because that's when it just gets insane. So whatever. So basically, I just got a $750 deposit today from this woman to get started on this painting on this mural that she just hired me on to do for this. Okay. Um, Now, why did this happen? Obviously, because and I've stressed this before. I've probably done about 3, 4, 5, 10 different videos on why you need to have a website for yourself, right? And why you need to have contact information and why you need to do good work. And basically how you brand yourself and how you market yourself. But one website, and here's the thing: it's like the website hadn't actually made me any real money yet. Like I've been contacted by people. I've had people hit me up. I've had people, offer to buy stuff and then back out. I've had people like, get quotes from me and then say, all right, cool, that sounds great. I'll call you when I'm ready to get started. And it's just like, what the hell? But, literally today I got a $750 deposit from a woman and I'm going to get started on this job and I'm going to try to get it knocked out in a week. Working either early morning or like late in the evening when it's not like beat down sun. Um, and just I worked up a concept sketch for it, I did everything else. But this is the type of stuff that you can do as an artist. You know what I mean? Here's the thing, like I'm not actually selling any product. I'm not selling any of my own art on that site. I'm just basically offering mural services. Like if you're looking for a mural, here's my contact information and we can talk about it. Okay? Like I haven't put anything for sale on that site other than myself and my services. So if you're an artist and you want to make money, okay, you need a website and whatever you're doing, you know what I mean? Like, and I hear this all the time from people. It's like, well, I don't want anybody stealing my shit. I don't want anybody doing it. This is why I love murals. Okay, you can't steal a fucking mural. Like, you can steal the idea, you can tweak the idea, you can use the idea, you can do whatever, but you can't like lay claim to something that like is done by. I mean, you can. I mean, maybe you can, but whatever. But like the whole fact is that like I don't know. I'm just fired up right now, and I wanted to share that with you guys because it's pretty inspiring to know that you can just kind of pull in, a 4-figure check from one website, from one client, from one customer, and and what's cool about it, because I know how this works, is that this one gig, this one job, is going to turn into extra jobs because I'm going to do a kick-ass job and I'm going to promote it and I'm going to put it on my website. I'm going to share it on social media and I'm probably going to do like a time-lapse video of me while I'm painting it and I'm going to promote it, right? And I'm going to get extra gigs from this. I'm going to get extra jobs from this. I'm going to build my brand and grow my audience and make more money off of this one job. Okay, so hopefully you got, this isn't me bragging, this is me actually teaching, because like if you need art, if you need money or you want more money and you're an artist, you need to market and you need to promote yourself. And 3-4 years ago, I didn't even have a Facebook account. I didn't even have a smartphone. I had a flip phone and I avoided social media at all costs. But I wanted to make more money and I didn't want to have to do the old fashioned shit. So I taught myself what I needed to do to market online and to brand myself and to do all this other cool stuff and to start a YouTube channel, that you're watching. Okay. If I can do it, you can do it. So with that being said, I'm going to cut it off. I wanted this to be a short video, but then it's probably going to be another 15-minute video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you have not yet, I teach you how to do all this on lifeafterartschool.net. Um, my biggest recommendation for you is if you're having a hard time doing anything, or you're stuck on something, invest in yourself and learn, okay? Because I can teach you how to do all this because I'm self-taught, and this whole channel is living proof that you can go from not knowing shit to doing it. Okay? Back to us. Peace. I'm out.